have
really
been.
do cause all the problems. That's why
He do,
hard.
because now I don't hear myself in my head from my mic.
It was Mike the whole
He always be gaslighting, trying to act like it's my fault because I'm not in the studio. I haven't been in the studio for fucking 3 years. And now all of a sudden, it's my fault.
Everything.
But that's enough bashing of Mike.
To your elder computers.
But enough of the mic bashing. We are back.
Yes.
I'm Ash.
I'm Tima.
And this is Fatash.
Is this camera angle okay for me? I'm just trying to find an angle where my shirt doesn't disappear and I don't fade into my green screen. Because I wore yellow, and yellow is too close to green. And
I mean, I don't know if it's the camera's fault for that. You might just need to wear a different color shirt.
But I'm solid right now.
Kind of. Your neck is disappearing.
Oh, who needs all that neck? Now.
I mean, if you lean back,
I'm gonna break out.
Lean back. Okay, yeah. When you lean back, it's not as bad. So maybe you just need to scoot back more. Okay.
If I scoot back, I will knock over the screen, and then you'll call silly living.
Okay, well then I guess you do gotta push the camera backwards.
Okay. Now you see my bun.
Yeah, now it's just all head.
Oh, okay.
Well,
and you are the avatar. That's what people like.
Well, in any case,
technical. The avatar today? How's the avatar? Is the avatar using?
The avatar has a name. Okay, it is Ash. Virtual Ash, if you want to use my full government internet name.
Vash.
Yes, Vash. Virtual Ash. Anyway, the avatar is fine. I went to my first anime convention in 3 years? 4 years? Whenever Anime Expo last. No, I don't remember. 2017. The point is, I immersed myself amongst nerds again. It was okay. I'm tired. Huh?
Did you get growth?
No, actually. I had... Okay, I'm trying to think. How many times did people compliment my look? I'd say maybe 5 people actually, like, verbally said, like, oh my gosh, I love your outfit. And I had one dude in particular come up to me and was like, I just had to say that you look amazing. I was like, oh, thank you. And he's like, can I just ask, how old are you? Are you 18 and over? Which is understandable given, conventions, these young girls they be looking older than me. So, I'm like, yeah, I'm 31, bruh. He's like, okay, thank God, I'm 27. I'm like, okay, yeah. So we chatted for a little bit. I was like, because he was saying like, oh, it's hard to like talk to girls here. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I would think it would be easier to talk to girls here because you already know the girls here are probably going to be into some anime or manga that you're currently watching, and half of them got their ass hanging out. So now you got eye candy too.
Yeah, but just because my ass is out doesn't mean I want you to talk.
No, I'm saying that was a bonus for them just to be in the presence of scantily clad women without being personally invited by them or sent, news or something. Like, you're in a space where women are dressed scantily, probably of one of your favorite characters. So, like, even if you don't talk to them, at least you have that visual. But just the fact that there are women here, you already got a starting point to talk about. Like, hey, is this your first convention? Y'all could talk about, maybe this being your first convention or going to conventions in general, or again, maybe y'all have a common show that you're watching. Like, I feel like that environment better fosters opportunity for conversation than just, cold calling somebody at the bar. You don't know nothing about the person at the bar. Do they like to drink? No. Maybe they're just there to be somebody's driver and they are just drinking soda. You don't know.
Oh my god.
You know?
But if they are drinking, which they are in a bar, then like their inhibitions are lowered, and also like
Yeah. But that's not conversation. That's
good for you.
If you just trying to smash, maybe, but in terms of
just like it takes the edge off of social interactions, like
sure, but I mean in terms of
like, substances. Like,
I was talking in terms of having a conversation to have with somebody. Some folks aren't good at coming up with topics to talk about, but when you're at a convention with a bunch of nerd shit, you have a better chance of connecting with someone in terms of relatability of something that y'all both are familiar with and can talk about. Tell me you haven't been to an anime convention without telling me you haven't been to an anime convention, because your face is just not computing with what I'm putting down. Why not? Where's the disconnect? What about the fact that people with a common interest are in a place where they could easily bring up an interest of theirs, and the likelihood of someone else liking that same thing is not a good place to meet and talk to people, as opposed to a bar where the only thing you could really glean from a person at the bar is that they may or may not be drinking alcohol and their inhibitions may be a little lower and will actually be open to you talking to them, but you don't know what to talk to them about.
You don't have to have a thing to talk to people about. I'm not a fan of canned openers. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, and I feel like canned openers would be more common at a bar than at a convention.
Yeah, but just because I like a show and you like a show doesn't mean I want to discuss it with you.
That's fair. That is very fair. And I'm not saying that you have to want to. I'm just saying for people who find it hard to find commonality and talk with people, especially nerdy guys. That's what I was saying with my conversation with him, was like, I feel like this would have you feel more on even ground with people, especially girls you want to talk to, because at the very least they might not tease you about liking anime, because that's something that folks will still experience out in the world, where it's like they'll say like, oh, I watch anime, and they get that like, oh, but you're a grown man, why are you watching anime? So either way, we just talked because I was not interested in him like that. He was okay looking, but like,
that's okay. I guess that's where I'm coming from. Like, you're saying like you imagine that it would be, and he already told you that it wasn't, or at least it wasn't for him. And,
what wasn't for him?
It wasn't easier to approach women at these things. And also he had other concerns, such as with everybody dressed up, it can be difficult to tell
that too.
Like, how old is the person that I'm talking to. And he doesn't want to engage in any of those types of relationships. Doesn't even want to flirt with it, come close to the line.
For sure.
Like nothing.
Yeah.
That.
And
I was just agreeing with him, but well, like I could see where the difficulty would be, especially if you are kind of like shy. Like, like that saying goes, wherever you go, there you are. Like, and being in a bar, coffee shop, or convention isn't going to change the fact that it's you that is there.
Yeah. And again, I didn't necessarily say the approach would be easier. I said the conversation would be easier. Because, yeah, that is a high bar to still overcome in terms of talking to a scantily clad chick, especially if you're short. Now you can't help but be staring at their titties the whole time, and now you're inadvertently offending them or something. Or, in his case, too, gotta check, do you have a boyfriend? Are you over the age of 18? Which he asked me all of that, and I feel like he asked them in the wrong order, honestly. Like, you coming up with the compliment was fine, saying I looked great, thank you. Then going into asking if I have a boyfriend before asking if I'm over 18, probably not the best order of questions.
Well,
but
maybe he was looking at you and he was stunned by your beauty, and then like the question just let it
oh
out.
no, for sure, that is definitely what will generally happen with guys. If they're into you, they just want to know, first of all, is there a nigga around that's gonna beat me up for talking to you? Totally get that. And the whole age thing too, like, I feel like conventions need to have like color-coded wristbands, because they generally will give you a 18 plus wristband for the 18 plus panels. But if you just wandering around, I still need to know who is under the age of 18 and who's 21 and older. If only just because I don't want to be dealing with folks under 18, let alone under 21 at a certain point. That's just me. And from what I hear too, a lot of folks tend to go to these conventions not sober. Like, they are drunk, they are high, they are some kind of mix between the two. I forget what that term is called, because I do not engage in not being anything less than sober, because it's not a good time in the worst ways. But that being said, with folks generally being high and sober, those inhibitions are lower, like at a bar, on top of being around scantily clad women and nerds. So again, conversation can be a little easier, and if you are not sober, the approach, while not necessarily good, you might have the courage to do it more often. But yeah, I personally was a little disappointed in that ace in it. See what you did there, Mike. I was disappointed in the lack of hot guys, personally. As I said,
See, drinking can fix that.
No, I don't want beer goggles, okay? I don't want to see a dude and think like, yeah, I mean, he's kind of blurred, but I think he could get it. No, I don't want that. I want you...
That blurring.
No, because, like, I could count on, like, all my digits, all the, like, attractive women that were around, let alone the ones who had their ass hanging out. Like, if I took a shot for every time I saw a fucking ass cheek hanging out, I could have a whole bakery. In any case, the guys, though, I see your face, Mike. It's like, what the fuck did that mean? The guys, though, not many of them, they look real regular. And I was disappointed. I want to see hot guys. I just want to see hot guys in my life, like, live and in person, and them not always be the celebrities. It's just, you know, that's just me. Just some eye candy. Plus,
where do
convention
hot guys hang out? The beach?
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. With other hot people, which apparently I'm not hot, because I only ever get approached by regular, so I must be pretty regular.
No, you're going to convention.
Yeah, I am.
And you're not going to beach.
I don't know. I've been to beaches. Ain't no one really hot. Actually, my sister just got back from the Bahamas, and some like white British dude tried talking her up, bought her drinks and all that, and then tried to kiss her.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
first of all, I was like, yeah, I was like, oh, and he tried to convince her to go on Love Island, the British dating reality show. So old boy messed up on many a fronts. First of all, my sister does not date men anymore, so that's where he fucked up. She's over. She's not dating dudes anymore. She's also currently in a relationship with a chick, so not going on Love Island because she's already claimed. And just kissing a chick just because y'all are having a decent conversation. Come on, my guy. And I've had that happen to me where it's like I was having decent conversation with a guy. This was when I first got to Chicago, so like maybe 5-7 years ago. Decent conversation with him. I am very careful not to touch people because usually that is an opening for people to be like, oh, they're into me because, oh, I touched your shoulder or held your hand, whatever that is. That is not me, and I know that's a cue for some people, so I make sure not to do that. It was just talking about subjects that we liked and related to. And that boy leaned in for a kiss. I said, what? Is that a TV show? And to his credit, or in his defense, he was a little drunk. So, I don't know. I guess you put some liquor in a white boy who can't quite read the room, but you're talking to them and they like you, so they gonna go for it. So, yeah, it'd be like that. All that to say, she ain't take many pictures of anyone being hot on the beach outside of herself.
Okay, how about the gym? The gym.
You know what? The gym, yes. There are hot people at the gym. I have noticed them the handful of times I've gone to the gym. It's impolite to look at them though, because they're at the gym. Like, mind your business, get on your elliptical, do whatever you need to do. So like I do like a quick scan and be like, oh yeah, they're cute. But then it's like, okay, but when would I ever talk to them though, unless I needed help with a machine?
I've been approached at the gym. It wasn't weird. But what was weird is that it was one of my friend's exes. And so
Ooh.
That's why that went nowhere.
That was awkward on another level.
Yeah. Like, oh.
Yeah, so it's like I'm not in the
that's
gym.
Why you look familiar. I have seen you before.
I'm not in the gym enough to really know gym decorum outside of don't be staring at people. So I try to keep my eyes on my phone and all that, not to stare. And unless I know you, I'm not talking to you. Or if I need help. Or asking oh, are you done with that machine type thing. And then in me asking, are you done with that machine? If they were to open the conversation up to something, then cool. But just going up to someone and be like, I'm sorry, I just had to tell you, you are so hot. No. I have seen instances where women have been complimenting each other, where it's they're walking by to pick up some weights and be like, just wanted to let you know you look amazing. It's like, oh my god, thank you. And then they just walk away. Because women will do that. We'll do drive-by compliments and be about our day. But guys will sit there and fucking linger.
Yeah, I met a really good friend in the gym also.
Yeah.
So, but okay, I got another one for you.
Yeah.
Sporting activities. So you know how the city of Chicago has all those things like sports groups that you can join, especially in the summer. You can sign up for tennis class or golf class or whatever, a hiking class.
Oh my god,
there will be
fucking hiking. Jesus Christ. What part of I don't like to leave my house don't people understand?
Well, you were saying that because you feel that you haven't been approached by hot people, it's because that you aren't hot, and I don't think that. I think you are hot. You just don't go to the places where the hot people are, because, like you said, you don't like to leave your house, and when you do leave your house, you go to an anime convention.
Well, I'm just saying, where's the other hot dudes like me who don't like to leave their house but go to anime conventions?
They're in their house still. That's the problem.
I'm just saying. I'm look, I don't like to leave my house. You don't like to leave your house, and we just happen to meet.
Y'all still never meet.
Yeah, usually the hot ones are usually already claimed and was dragged out the house by their girlfriend or they're gay, or gay and claimed. So.
I don't think so. I think they're like in their house, especially.
According to my friends who have actually been with people, hot dudes aren't what they're all cracked up to be. And they said they're not very comfortable to cuddle.
See that? Okay, so like, I dated somebody who was like a model. He was not a
a model.
He was like a local model.
Damn.
But he was very, very fit, like abs and muscles and all of that.
That's what I'm oohing and on at. Not how famous he is, just the fact that, like, by virtue of being a model, he had to be fit.
And he was fit. He was very hot. However, what it takes to maintain that fitness got on my nerves.
That was another point. That was another point a friend said. They was like, yo, the maintenance they need to keep looking like that is really annoying. You can't even eat a burger around them. I'm like, yeah.
I am of average size. I'm like medically fine.
Yeah.
Like I'm not overweight. And I keep myself in human size, human shape. Like I'm fine with how I look and how much I work out and all of that stuff. But like when I go out to eat, because I don't eat fried foods at home because I'm afraid to fry anything.
Listen, I can't so much as pan-sear a fucking salmon without my fucking alarm going off, and it's not even like I burnt it. It's just it gets so smoky.
I can pan-sear just fine, but I don't fry anything. Number one, it smells. Two,
it lingers.
And number two, I'm literally afraid of the hot oil. Like when my mom or dad says that they're gonna fry something, I'm like, thank you for telling me, and then I get the fuck back.
Understandable.
So, but when I go out, I do eat fried foods, and so like I'm at dinner with this guy, and he is telling me about all these properties he wants to buy, and I ordered something, and I ordered it with the fries, and he was like, "Why would you eat that?" And now I got to pay for that too. And I was like, "Actually, you don't have to pay for anything. Like I can."
Right. Let me tell you something. I don't ever think that when you call out to eat with me that you have to pay my way. God damn it. I will pay my own damn plate and leave a tip and leave your ass alone. Pack my shit up. I will eat this back in my house where I wanted to be in the first place.
And then he wanted to backpedal on that, and then he was like saying that, he had a show coming up. And
well, then you don't eat the fried food then. Shit, get on my plate.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, dating somebody who's super hot. Like, yeah, I can see, like, how there can be down.
Listen, I hate even just going to my... I hate just even going to my aunt's place. She's not especially fit, but she is at least conscious. And she don't never have no food in her house. Now, I have no food in my house because I don't like going to the market and having to spend money. So if you come into my house, all you're going to see is like maybe a half full pitcher of water and like 3 cases of Mountain Dew and some cheese slices.
Well, every time I didn't have my food in my house, and my crew member says it was because I was poor. Like,
that part. Like those pictures you see online of like fully stocked fridges and pantries and shit. That ain't real.
It is real. I go to my parents' house. They have that.
Okay. Well, your parents are older.
And they shop.
But young people, if you are under the age of 50, your refrigerator and pantries don't look like that.
Food rarely went bad.
Because my grandparents, 60 plus, that fridge stayed just packed with just food. It's always packed with just leftovers and shit.
Oh, and now they have extra storage. So like they have freezer in the basement. They also have like shelves and stuff. And that's where
Mm-hmm.
like we come home from Costco and then we
Have
restock
we?
all of the places. Oh,
Someone wants to know if we've ever been to France. I have not.
I
I've
haven't, and I
only.
always wanted to go. I've read a book about going to France.
I've seen videos of France. It looks like a hoity-toity version of New York,
I've
in
had
that
people
there's trash on the streets.
in French asking me questions because they thought that I was French. I don't know why, but no, I haven't
I
been to France. I
mean,
really want to go.
you look like you could be like a mixed European or something. No.
What? You're in America. The most common type of person who looks like me is in
Oh, they said this in America?
Yeah.
Oh no. Did they hear you?
Okay, no, before I could speak, they just look at me and it's happened on 2 separate occasions where, like,
Yeah,
I've been going about my day and then I'll hear like a, bonjour. Like, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, you're not. Well, as we said, we haven't been to France, so maybe there's a lot of women that look like you in France.
I guess there's a lot of Northern Africans in France.
Oh, so
Yeah, I did meet a French person, and like the first thing he said was through a friend of a friend, and the first thing he said was like, "You look, you look like you're French. You look exactly like."
well, it looks like our viewer is not from America, so maybe they thought you were French.
No, I doubt that. I wonder where mystery sauce. Mystery sauce. Mystery sauce.
Mystery
I wonder
sauce.
where you're from.
Never been to America. Well, mystery sauce. I like to say you're not missing much, honestly. Like,
no, you should. She wants to
well,
there.
You don't know if that's a she. Just say they until we get confirmation.
The thumbnail looks like a woman. Right?
You said look. You can't even confirm. So anyway, this person, if you want to come to America, it's like when you travel anywhere in the world. You just need to know where specifically you want to go and know what time of year is best to go. So like if you
wing it.
Girl, no. Don't lie. See, look. Lesson number 1, Americans are liars. So I know.
Do you like things? We have lots and lots of like sugary.
No, Europeans hate our chocolates and sugars.
No, not my friends in London. They really like the hot.
They like our processed shit.
Mhm. Because we have ingredients that they don't have.
Yeah, because it's called chemicals.
Because
you know how many there's so many chemicals in America that's just been banned.
Chemical. What are you talking about?
No, that red dye number 8 or whatever.
We have our delicious trans fats. I'm thinking about sending them over some little Debbie.
Oh my god.
Little Debbie snack cake. Little pies.
Yes. Well, in any case,
definitely come to America.
You need to pick a specific city, state, and time of day.
Mystery sauce already knows that.
Okay. Yes, we have huge portions. It's not funny in times. Like whatever you think a small is, it's a large in America.
Have you heard of a big gulp? Like
oh yeah.
What is it like 64 ounces? Like a 64-ounce like soda.
Or anything, honestly. It could be water if you wanted to make it water, but we don't.
And our value meals. Yeah, we do have.
Now the values ain't values anymore.
It used to be. They are. I just went to Burger King for breakfast yesterday, and I ordered a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. And he asked me like, "Do you want 2 for $5?" And me thinking that like a sandwich cost like $2.79 was like, oh no thank you, because I know that I just want one. And then he was like, all right,
you can have it for later.
It'll be $5 anyway.
Okay, well in that case,
I still said no because I
no, girl, no. Those are the kind of no.
I asked
See,
my brother like, "Do you
no.
like bacon, egg, and cheese for sandwiches?" And he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh."
Oh my god, girl.
And he was like, "Why? Do you have one for me?" And I was like, "No, I could have got one for you for free, but I just took the one and ate it."
You should have just got you could have had it for breakfast the next morning.
I don't like to microwave.
Oh my god, then put it in the oven.
I don't. It wouldn't be the same as a.
Oh my god, you people, and you're like, I don't like leftovers. It doesn't taste the same.
I do love leftovers. It's just that leftover egg, I don't know. But also, I don't know how a bacon, egg, and cheese for sandwich is made. That already might be microwaved, and I just don't know it.
True. It's been under the lamp for like 5 hours, depending on when you got it that morning. Oh my god. I hate hearing people waste money or not take advantage of discounts. It hurts my soul. It really does.
Mike, can you hear me now? Tell me to talk about it.
The questions.
Maybe he's eating tacos.
So Mystery Sauce had two questions.
Okay.
They want to know, what's your favorite French food? And do you put peanut butter and jelly on your French toast?
No.
Favorite French food. I want to say beignets. I think beignets are French. Or is that more of a New Orleans thing?
Isn't that just a jelly donut?
No, it's like a lightly fried dough kind of situation.
Donut.
No, shut up. No, it's not necessarily filled. Like, you dip it. Though I think that might be like a New Orleans kind of thing. Otherwise, I don't think I've actually had any genuine like French cuisine. Now that I think about it.
Creme brulee. Do not order creme brulee from a Jamaican resort because you will end up with something that is more like sweet scrambled eggs. But yeah, creme brulee is my favorite, and I haven't had it for really.
Now, do you put peanut butter and jelly on your French toast?
No, just syrup.
Yeah, just syrup.
Butter and syrup.
But that kind of sounds good. Peanut butter and jelly? That might be good, actually.
Oh.
I might need to try that.
I really don't like what's new in breakfast.
Okay, I was right. Beignets are from France. Look, I got a little culture in me. I got a little culture in me. I haven't been to France yet. I
remember the first time I ordered a beignet, I was a little bit disappointed to find out that it was a jelly donut.
Then you didn't get a beignet. That's what it sounds like to me.
I was at a Michelin-starred restaurant. It was
okay.
I did.
Okay. What's the Michelin man? What's the Michelin man got to do with this?
It was definitely a beignet because I asked, because I was like, wow.
Okay.
Really
they can tell you the sky is green. You still gonna believe them?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
If they have a Michelin star or two, they're like, yes.
Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna go to France. I kind of want to go to. Well, honestly, the way Europe is set up, you could do France in like a day trip for real, depending on where you are. Like, it's maybe a couple hours by bullet train from Italy to France.
Well, also, don't forget about the channel.
What, the one you take by car?
No, from the UK.
Oh, you said the channel. I thought you said the
channel. It's called the channel.
Why?
Because it goes like under water or something.
Oh, I don't like the sounds of that.
I
don't like being underground with water that could flood us at any moment.
It'll be fine.
You don't know that.
People use the channel all the time.
It only takes one time that they didn't check maintenance, and then they didn't.
That I'm going to be riding through the tunnel at the time that it floods.
You never know. It could be on some Final Destination shit. You don't know.
Well, wasn't that the whole point of Final Destination? Like, it was your time. You trying to escape it just really pissed your death off. So,
yeah, that always got on my nerves, though. It's like
more creative.
You escape death, so then you die in some weird ass way. It's not fair.
Just on the run.
I wasn't running. It clearly wasn't my time. If all I had to do to avoid death was just not leave the house that day, or step slightly to the right.
If you're driving down the street and then your water bottle gets stuck underneath the accelerator.
I think about that every time I get into a car. Every time I get to a car, especially with my aunt, because she always has water bottles somewhere around in the car. And one time the water bottle did fall into the wheel. And when I tell you I jumped so fast, I was like, we are not having a Final Destination moment in this car. Not with me in it. We're not doing that. And we do not drive behind logs. Yep. That movie scarred a generation of millennials.
Trevor acts like he's never seen it because he leaves the water bottles all over the place. Every time I get in the car, I had to clean out everything.
I hate it. We have a few more questions.
Okay.
Well, first, I wanted to say that it's the Eurostar. Okay, I think it's a train I could take. Go from Paris to London all the time to watch football matches. Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, there's very few trains you can take in America to get to another state on a regular. Like there's like the Metra and the Amtrak, but they're so slow.
And also, you have to worry about their maintenance because I don't know. I don't trust like them to be on schedule with their regular maintenance.
Oh yeah, and they are pretty much like fuck you. Like they are not on time like they are in Europe at all. Yeah. And there's nothing really you can do to be compensated for it. It's like, well, oh well, you should have had a car or flown type attitude. And the schedules are inconsistent. Or like if I just want to go one state over to Wisconsin, there's only one train that leaves a day from Illinois.
Really? No.
Yeah.
There's a Chicago to Milwaukee line, and I used to take it all the time after I sold my car.
Well, you need to look at that now because it's. Did the
pandemic kill it?
Probably. Like at best, there might be maybe 2 that go out. Cause like when I was going to the Wisconsin Dells, there was only one train that left out on like Thursday or Friday at like 3 p.m, and the only one that came back was at like maybe 5 or something. So, and I think it might have been like the same train or whatever. And then yeah, it's like one train a day. Not very convenient. It's only really I take that back. The only other train that's really convenient is the one in Maryland that goes from Baltimore to DC. But I don't even know if we count DC as a state. What is the District of Columbia? Is like, I mean, it's technically a state, but it's a district. So there's certain rules that don't apply to it like it does for like the other states. I don't know. But it's right there. So they would also like to know, have you eaten ratatouille?
Yeah.
I have not. I've seen it. I've seen other people make it. I know the movie.
I have made it, and it was fine. I didn't like it that much.
Isn't it like noodles or something?
No, it's like
or pasta. Like, it's just vegetables.
A whole bunch of stuff.
Interesting. See, I feel like my palate is not mature enough to appreciate a lot of different European cuisine.
Aww.
I know. I mean,
Why
I
would
just gotta.
you say that?
Well, because I just haven't been exposed to it. That's why I said it's not mature. I haven't really expanded my palate to appreciate certain like flavors, let alone flavor combinations. Because like everything for me is usually overly seasoned or overly sweet. Because that's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
So to do moderation, I don't know how I would take to it.
You should try it. You might like it. And you're in a major city in America. You can get all of this stuff like on DoorDash.
Yeah. And you gotta find a good French cuisine restaurant. So like I need actual French people in the kitchens. You know, it's like me with my cheesesteaks. I do not like eating cheesesteaks if the people in the kitchen, or at the very least the person who founded the restaurant, was not from the East Coast themselves and taught them the proper techniques. There's a technique to how that steak needs to be cut.
I'll take your word for it because I can't.
You don't like cheesesteaks?
I just told you I can't eat beef. It's not that I don't like them. I used to like them all the time when I was like 10, and I got them from this place called like Cousins. But now that I'm an adult, I realize that Cousins isn't that good, and their fries are always soggy. But also, like I can't. I've never liked steak, and the last time I had a burger, I fainted. So now I don't.
Oh yeah, you did say that. But and honestly,
so
it's because it's been so long. It had been so long since you ate a burger. That happened to my aunt
I used
too.
to eat an annual burger, but the last time I had my annual burger, I fainted. So it's like,
yeah, your body is just. I mean, it takes forever for beef to move through your system anyway.
That was why I had limited it to once a year, because it was something that's taking a while for your body to process it or whatever.
Yeah.
It's something that I noticed when I was playing tennis because my dad brought it up, and I was thinking like, well, I don't want to lose my match because I had a burger, and I don't want to suck in practice even because I had a burger. So it just was like, I'll limit it to like once a year when I'm not like heavily like playing or in training. And then I just, even after I stopped playing tennis, I just limited it to once a year. It's like once a year I could be kind of like a little bit sluggish. But then I fainted, and then I was like, well, I let's take it down from once a year to never. Let's never have beef again.
Well, that would explain why I'm generally sluggish and tired, because I have beef at least once a week, if not once a day. And Whoppers are $3 on Wednesdays, so that's usually lunch at least once a week. Anywho, our friend here has some advice for when you finally go to France. I know how you like your history and your buildings and all that. You and your dad especially. And I mean, honestly, the architecture in France does look great. Like, I mean, I have a coworker who's been at least twice now, and I definitely want to go just for like the aesthetics, or even like Fashion Week. I want to go to Fashion Week just to see if I could like finesse my way into Fashion Week.
You're skinny, you can do it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, wear all black, put on some sunglasses, and just walk with intention.
Yelling behind you like somebody lost their little model.
Something, or like just have my friends and family around me like we're someone important. Like, just act like you're someone important and have somebody with a camera, and people will be like, "Wait, who that? Who? Oh, I guess they're supposed to be here. Okay." Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna try to use my looks to finesse, but like in a way that doesn't put anyone out, but just gets me in somewhere. One of these days. Why are you looking at me like that? Like, I don't wanna.
Like what?
You looking like that was a bad idea.
I know, I didn't think it was a bad idea. I'm looking at myself.
Man. You could probably see
2
all of
weeks?
Western Europe. Mm.
Oh,
That might be
that's
a travel package, honestly.
good.
2 weeks in Europe.
Oh,
Could I do that?
that would be great.
I know a lot of people. Actually, I contemplated going to France. Um, I forget when, but not Janelle Monáe. Jill Scott is performing in France, and her tickets were cheaper than what they are going to be in Chicago.
Yeah, we talked about that. Like,
Yeah.
so cheap that you might as well just go see her in France.
Yeah, and then just make a vacation out of it. I might look into that again. I gotta look at what the dates are again, see if I've got some like comp days, and maybe. But I don't know the language, and I just find it very rude to like
If
not
you-
even.
I hear from other people who have been to France that if you make an effort, like just do
Yeah.
your Duolingo and learn how to say hello.
Like,
and
yeah,
thank you,
conversational,
and excuse me,
polite. Yeah, I've
And-
heard that too.
that a lot of people, especially in Paris, know English, and they'll, like, once they see you trying and you
Mhm.
approach them in French, then they will help you out because they know English. But if you go straight in with English, they
Yeah,
rightfully think that is disrespectful, and
Yeah.
that you might get cussed out.
yeah. I try to do that in any country I'm in. Like, you know, when I be going to Mexico, it's hola, and then they think I can speak it, and I'm like, oh. So I try to brush off the conversational Spanish that I do know as best I can, but I don't want to get their hopes up that I can like carry on a conversation. But yeah,
From what I
I've
hear,
definitely-
they just appreciate
yeah, the
making
effort.
the effort.
I think any country outside of America appreciates the effort to try to speak their language, because like Americans, and not all Americans, but you'll see folks who are just like, why can't you speak English? Why is it so busted? I'm like, they're trying. Do you know how hard it is at a certain age to even learn a second language, and for them
That's so
to
crazy for Americans to say that when Americans like are very unlikely to be able to speak English.
I'm saying, like, whenever I had to work with people who English wasn't their first language, I was so patient with them, especially if they were like clearly tourists. I would try to help them out as best I could, because I know there's folks out there who would try to take advantage, especially when they're like trying to pay for items and they just put all their money on the counter. They don't know what anything is, which, to be fair, our money is confusing. Like in Europe, I feel like in every other country, their money is color coordinated. Like a $5 bill is gonna be purple, a $3 bill is gonna be pink. Like, but no, in America, everything is green, and you have to actually look at
those numbers.
Look at the number in the corner. The only differentiator we have is with the coins. You know, the penny is copper, the dime is tiny, the nickel's a little bigger, and the quarter is
I
bigger.
remember my friend from the UK being frustrated that singles existed,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Can't this be a coin?" And I was like, "Actually, it is."
Yeah, we do have a dollar
But we
coin.
never
It looks
use it.
gold. It looks gold.
And we never ever use it. It's just
The
a weird
only
thing
time
that pops out of the vending machine sometimes, and you're like, "Hey, I gave you like a 5. Why are you giving me that?"
I don't know why they were trying to make coins a thing again, but the only time I've ever seen them in use is when I'm using the trains in Baltimore. That's how they gave you your change, was in those gold dollars. It's so weird. Like, just give me a... I don't know what... America doesn't make any sense.
Yes, we do. We're fine. Everything's fine.
No, it's not. We're on fire. Help us. Oh, gosh. Let's see. Real French people are very nice and welcoming, but unfortunately, France is a historically racist country, so there's a lot of tension within France, but we hope for peace and better times. Yes, or pray for peace and better times, for sure. Yeah, I mean, listen, we live in America, okay? We know a little bit about being in a historically racist country.
But also being very nice and welcoming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a mixed bag all over the world. You can only hope that it's the nice ones that will overcome. So it's definitely not a deterrent to go to France because, you know, it's historically racist. It's just, you know, growing up in a country that is historically racist, it kind of braces you for that in other countries. Kind of. Like, you're still gonna be affected. It's still gonna hurt your feelings a little bit, but you're not gonna be like, oh my gosh, I thought people were better here. It's like, no, they were people, so.
Well, brown and black skin and stigmatized all over the world.
Exactly.
Once again, wherever you go, there you are.
And all your blackety black goodness. You know, all you can hope is that it doesn't get you killed. Because, like, some people will fetishize it. And then it's like, on the one hand, oh my gosh, you find me attractive. But then on the other side, you find me almost like an object.
Well, that's kind of like, that's pretty easy to spot given time.
Yeah, for sure. Time and experience.
Little weird stuff will, like, just pop out of their mouth and you'll be like, what?
Yeah, they'll just say certain things that are just like, bruh, what are you talking about? Why are you always talking about how chocolatey I am? I'm not a Hershey. I am a human.
Why are you always talking about the shape of my butt?
Well, that's different for you. You got a very shapely butt. Like that is not.
Like, there was a guy who, like, at work, who was, like, we were at some kind of, it was some kind of, like, team building thing, and people were getting on the mechanical bull, and he was like, I want to see you get up there with your plump bubble butt, I want to see it bouncing around, and I was like, stop.
Okay, but, like, okay, and again, I think this is something unique to just shapely people in general. But if he was saying, like, yeah, I want to see that fat black ass bounce around on that, then that would be like, why?
That's how that conversation was going.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, if everything had to be emphasized that it's a black ass, that it's a black this, it's a black that, then it's like, what are you, bruh? Stop it. It's gross.
Also, like, you're confused about whether we're, like, partying or we're at work.
I'm sorry, he said this at work?
See, that's the thing. Because the company would sponsor, like, these mandatory fun activities. And so, like, yes, there were managers getting up on the mechanical bull, and a male manager got up there on the mechanical bull, and the crowd groaned because nobody liked that guy. And I think the bull operator, like, was reading the room, and he was, like, checking it real hard, and he got thrown. So, like,
damn.
But, like, companies do stuff like that with the mandatory fun, and then, and also unlimited drinks, and yeah, it was something that he said, but, like, I was taken aback by it, but then I was also like, you're drunk.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But then also later he wanted to date me, and my manager was like, kind of like, why won't you give so and so a chance? And I was like, I never told her about that. I just said, like, well, I don't want to, and I don't need anybody's permission to not.
Yeah, he kind of showed his ass when he was drunk, so
yeah,
not a very good impression. I mean, fortunately, I've never had to. I've never worked someplace where there was mandatory fun. It's always been like, hey, if you're free, this is gonna be here. We'd love for you to come. Most notably, my company has an annual family picnic where usually it is unlimited drinks during, but it's also a family event, so
my company sent us to Las Vegas for
Oh.
about a week. It was during a week where our bonuses were set to hit our bank accounts or whatever. And then they had us listen to this motivational speaker whose tagline was, "It's not over until I win." We were in Vegas.
Wow. Wow. So they wanted you to blow your bonuses on slots.
And then you have to work harder.
Wow. I see what they were trying to do. Wow.
That was our own theory. But things got like out of hand at that meeting because the whole reason why they had us in Vegas, like pretty much all the sales reps at that organization were there, was because they were planning on launching a drug and training us. Like it was meant to be like our training in launching of a drug. However, that drug did not get FDA approval. So then they had to switch it up and was like, we're going to launch like a coupon program or some stuff like that. It was confusing to explain that it was not a new drug. So there was nothing for us to like when you're launching a drug, like there's a lot of stuff that you have to like study and role play and all of that stuff.
So they went from a drug to a coupon?
Well, because you like booking like 4,000 rooms for all of your reps like has to be done well in advance. And they were trying to time it so that when it gets approved by the FDA, like you would have all of these reps like trained up and ready to like launch the product. You want to get like information to the doctor as soon as possible, right? After you get approval from the FDA. However, like the FDA, like it didn't get approved in time for like the date for us to all go to Vegas was like coming up, and we still did not have FDA approval. So if it didn't launch, so they had to come up with another reason for us to all go to Vegas because we were still all going to be going to Vegas.
I mean, as long as it didn't come out of your pockets, that'd just be a vacation for me.
But like
I'm going back to Vegas. I'm going back to Vegas next year just because Hilton offered me another discounted stay. I was like, sure. I'm not gonna do the timeshare again. We gonna wrap it up real quick. This will be my second time staying at one of y'all's properties. I don't need another timeshare, even though it's very tempting because I think they do have locations in France. Maybe I'll have more money between now and then, but we have 2 more comments. Have you heard of the Padlock Bridge in Paris?
Yes, I have.
And they left a comment. They went with their girlfriend. So cute. Aww, so sweet. Yeah. I hope you and your girlfriend are still together because otherwise there's a reminder of your last relationship on that bridge.
You gotta go back to that bridge.
Can you break those locks off if the relationship didn't prosper?
Can you go there and just start breaking other people's locks off?
Oh, that's petty. Oh my gosh. Especially like if there's a girl who sees their boyfriend with a new chick and that chick posted it on Instagram. We did it on the padlock. And then they just go and just destroy the lock.
What if the woman's in America and she like sees on social media and like she buys a ticket to France specifically?
I mean, honestly, this sounds like a plot to like a rom-com.
Or a short.
Actually, it's kind of because not Ryan Reynolds, Captain America. What's that boy name? No.
That's the character.
Chris Evans. I know. I was about to call him Steve Evans.
Steve Rogers is the character.
I was combining Steve Rogers and Chris Evans and made Steve Evans. Chris Evans is in a new movie, Ghosted, where he meets a chick and she ghosts him, and he had left something in her purse or something that had a tracking device on it, and he saw that she was in Paris. So he flew all the way to Paris to find her after she ghosted him for like a month or something. But to be fair, Chris Evans' character seemed a bit unhinged because he was like constantly texting her like a lot, back to back to back.
To like make him look,
they went out on like one date.
Did they like part his hair on the other side? Because if Chris Evans wants to stalk me, like, fine.
I know, like, I mean, like I said, it was the character. But if it was regular acting Chris Evans, I would hope he didn't text like that dude. Because, again, that dude was an annoying texter. Like, blocks of text, back to back, every day. She wasn't responding. He wasn't even waiting for a response.
And I'll be like, I never want to speak to you again.
Yeah, don't send me a good morning text. Don't send me a good morning text unless there's some other, like, important information in that text. Be like, good morning. I made reservations for us to get dinner tonight at 7. Kind of thing.
Good morning, your house is on fire. That's about I don't want a good morning text. You can
that's not a good morning.
Dinner reservations at around noon, because that's when my brain will start working.
Do not text before 10 a.m. But it's still technically morning, so saying good morning is fine. The only people I don't mind sending good morning texts are my mom and my grandma.
My mother would never, ever, she's not a morning person either. So, like, if I get a good morning text from my mother, I'm like, who is this? Like, that's not
I'm not going to respond to it, but I'm not going to be as angry as I'd be if someone else did it. Because first of all, I'm just mad that the sound woke me up. But according to Mistress Sauce, they are still together. Oh, but thank you for joining us. Au revoir.
I was trying to say that word. Okay, au revoir.
Au revoir.
I'm doing my best.
Say it again.
Au revoir.
Yes. That sounds great. Oh, look at that. We had our first international viewer.
Oh, I love it. Have a good night.
That's so sweet. 2 a.m. Jeez. The night's just getting started over here. It's not even prime time yet.
Yeah, I need to get going because I need to water the plants.
Well, that's good. Look at our
plant into the ground, and now I need to keep them alive.
You drowned it?
No. I need to get. We put them in the ground. Like, we bought them from the store, and then we put them in the ground. We planted them. This was planting week this week for us. So, like, the garden is all planted. The rows of flowers in the front yard, and are planted. We discovered a frog. It was a baby frog. It definitely wasn't. It was kind of sad that he got ousted out of his little home around the light post.
Look at you being a colonizer.
Yeah. And Dad threw him out of there, and then like his little legs, like he couldn't reach the ground because the grass, even though the grass was too high, so his like little legs, he looked like he was like swimming in the grass because he couldn't get on the ground to hop. And Dad was like, well, he's trying to get eaten. Dad!
Wow.
No. So, like, I didn't see him around, so hopefully he's still alive.
Hopefully.
Also, there are now ducks in the backyard.
Just got your own little ecosystem going on back there, huh?
Well, there have been like squirrels and different types of like birds. Like we have robins and blue jays and all sorts of birds. But recently there have been ducks. Like they're like under the bird feeder because the squirrels came to the bird feeder and they put seeds like there's all over the place. And then like the little ducks, like a duck couple like waddled up. And then, like, they were eating it. And then the next day I saw, like, the female came back by herself and was eating so much, and then she just kind of laid down in the food, and then she went away, and then later on in the day she came back with her maid, and then she let him eat. But then the next day I saw that there were two males out there, and Dad was like, "Ooh, gay." And I was like, "No."
Oh my god.
So I don't know what's going on with ducks, but there are ducks out there. And a storm knocked over the bird feeder completely, and then there was a male duck just out there eating, laying down and eating, pecking really fast. And I was like, okay, I want to fix the bird feeder, but I do not want to get attacked.
Your backyard sounds like chaos. What the?
A duck that looked like the StreamYard duck. Like, he was beautiful, but I didn't want to try him. So I waited for him to go away. And then, there was all, sorts of bird sounds, while I was trying to fix the bird feeder. I was like, are they watching me? Are they talking about me? But, okay, so I got it fixed. But then later on, I saw him, waddling up, towards the kitchen window while I was trying to do some work. And I was like, what? Are you trying to walk up on me?
Yeah, he wanted some more food.
And now it's
That's what I tell you. Don't feed the birds. Because then they're going to get used to it, and then they're going to be...
They don't feed the squirrels. You can feed birds.
No, you shouldn't feed the birds.
You're thinking about Alfred Hitchcock. You're thinking about...
No, I'm thinking about the signs I see when I go to the park in those rare occasions when I do. And they say, do not feed the birds, let alone the ducks. Something about them can't digest bread or something.
Oh, well, you can't feed the seagulls. They're crazy.
I feel like Finding Nemo did the best representation of a seagull. I fucking love the seagulls. Mine. Mine. God, that lives rent free in my mind.
Okay, I have to get going. I have to water the plants before I kill them all, so...
Alright, well, again, thank you to our one viewer, our first international viewer. Yay! So I've been Ash.
And I've been Fatima.
And this has been Fatash. Au revoir.
Alright, goodbye.